As we're here with the one and only Jay Bell, Jason Bell of the NFL Show. How are you, sir?
Good to be on the field, watching people run around fast, and me and you just get to talk. I like that combination.
So we're going to talk about the game that we all witnessed, a great game actually, a really, really good game between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Now, a lot of people had the Vikings down to win, a lot of people had the Saints down to win. I will say they traveled really, really well, the Saints in particular. What are your thoughts on the game? Because the way it ended was one of the best endings I've seen for an NFL London game, with the double doink off the bar from Will Lutz. But what are your thoughts on that game?
I'm with you. I thought it was an amazing game for several reasons. The main thing is I love good games. They all come down to the fourth quarter. But it's who steps up in the fourth quarter. And the stars started to shine. That's what you always want to see. And then you talk about the game, right? How everybody's important. Who are the two important people at the end of the game? The kickers, the kicking game. And it's just, you felt the intensity in the stadium. Like everybody had a chance, and that's the essence of this game. That's what we always try to say, why you need to come to the game. This is how you feel. You felt it. It was real. I mean, I just became a super fan. I was like, oh my goodness, the Vikings are going to win. The Saints have pulled back. They actually have a chance when the Vikings look like they were just outperforming them, especially in the fourth quarter. You see how excited I am about it, man. It was everything the game has to provide in the last minutes. That's the NFL.
And I think because we obviously heard about some of the injury news prior to the game, there was no Jameis Winston. Alvin Kamara was also out. All-pro wide receiver Michael Thomas was also out. So I think a lot of people were thinking beforehand, I want to see these guys, but I can't see them. But at the end of the day, you mentioned it, kickers matter. They matter because at the end of the day, someone like Will Lutz can either win you or lose him the game, and unfortunately for him, he had the distance, just didn't have the angle on that kick, and I think it was a great opening game for the three games in London. We're going to move on to a preview for the game we have this weekend in the Packers and the New York Giants. Now, that game sold out in record time.
Of course.
When Aaron Rodgers steps into London, everybody wants to see him. I expect the Green Bay fans and the Cheeseheads to travel well, and then the huge fans for the New York Giants. So, obviously, we know there's some injuries on both sides of the ball again. The Giants haven't got wide receiver Sterling Shepard. We do have Saquon Barkley, who I cannot wait. I've been saying all offseason, Barkley is coming for all the smoke. He's been on shows like The Pivot, talking about how people are so down on him. He's just been unlucky with injuries, and so far, so good. What are your thoughts on this one?
Listen, this is a great matchup. Because I love stars. I love people that are shining at their position. Saquon Barkley's a man right now. He is letting the NFL know. Don't forget, I was a top 5 pick for a reason, and I'm about to show out. They have an identity with their new coach, Brian Daboll. They are going to run the ball and be physical, right? And that's exactly what they're going to do on defense. Play physical on the line of scrimmage. Now, this is why this matchup is so great. Aaron Rodgers, he's trying to get on with his receivers, trying to get some rhythm, trying to flow, but that running game, right? That running game is the key. They're going to lean on that. But the magic is, if it's close, because both these teams are going to try to run the ball, man, you got a guy in Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to give him light at the end of the game. No light at the end of the tunnel. So I expect him to make a couple of key plays that make this thing very tasty. So it's going to be a great matchup because it's filled with stars, and that's what we're here to see. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers makes one of those Aaron Rodgers throws. What is this stadium going to do? They're going to go nuts. Saquon Barkley hits the sideline, makes a few people miss. I mean, it's going to blow up, and that's what we want to see.
Absolutely. I think without a doubt, this is going to be a game to watch. If you can't make it to the game, obviously, people can watch it online, but it's definitely one to not miss. Now, before we go, I know you said you're not sure which way it's going to go. Personally, before some of the injury news, I was actually heading down the New York Giants route because I like what Daniel Jones is doing. I know it's not necessarily, or may not be the answer long term, but you still have guys like Barkley who can lead the way. Where do you think this one might go?
I mean, my loyalty, I'm rolling with the Giants, of course. But what I'm telling you is I don't know what's going to happen because the way this matchup is, there are a lot of strength on strengths, and it is going to be about who shows up and what stars shine, and that is what this game is all about.
You heard it here, guys. Myself and Jason Bell a review of last week's game and a preview of the Giants-Packers, and if you can't watch a game, make sure you do tune in because it's going to be one to watch. See you soon.